Step number 2 is I need to put some sort of a surface on there. Like if yours doesn't have a surface on it, like let's say you have this one, you have a bowl and you're doing an add-on thing. There's nothing you're going to be doing to this surface here. If it doesn't have that, then don't worry about it. Just start sculpting and adding things to it. But if it has a texture on it, maybe you have to put the texture on first on those. And so that's what I'm going to do. Now I was thinking to myself, it's kind of difficult sometimes to make make an animal texture, a texture on this sort of thing. Most parts of a turtle shell kind of rise out a little bit, but we can kind of fake it and have them push down in a little bit. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use this tool here, and I'm just going to make my first piece here in the middle. Now if you're not making a turtle, you don't have to worry about maybe doing this specific thing, but we can make it work for us. So I'm pushing it in here, so there's my first little indentation on that one. And then I'm going to come out, I think I'm going to go here. I think I can get 6 of these around here like this. And so I'm just pressing that in, kind of a half a circle at a time. Okay, so I was able to get 6 on those. And so that's pretty good. Now I'm going to go finish the other side of that circle-y part. And I hope I don't look like I'm going too fast on those ones, because you do have to take your time to make sure you get it right. And so I'm trying to make these pieces in here just by pressing them down. Now the thing of it is, a turtle shell actually, the separations between the pieces are usually not indented, right? They're raised a little bit, and so the indented one will work for me. In fact, when I'm sculpting them like this and I'm pressing down, you do see that there's little high spots in the middle. So I guess I am kind of working with that. But I have another plan on here. And so I'm just trying to make sure that whatever the decoration is that I'm using, it looks right. And so now I'm going to come here and I'm going to put this little part here, and then one underneath, then one in the middle, and then one underneath. And this just happens to be a size that is working on those, hopefully. Try not to overlap too terribly much. And so texture first on this one, since it's a shell. If you're doing something like remember we had that little bunny there, if you're thinking of doing that, maybe you're putting in the texture of the bunny first on that. So it's starting to look shell-like. I got a little bit more here. I want to go this way here. And this way here. So just on the other side of each of these ones. And naturally, if let's say you're making the monster sort of a guy, you'd be pinching that out, and then you might be shaping, if you don't have a surface on it, you might be shaping those leg pieces to add on those. It is important when you're pressing things in that you do support it from the back side. So I have my fingers and stuff under here. And most some of the tools that we send out for those who are working online, we do have this tool, the wooden knife tool. It's a good general sculpture tool that we can use. Okay, so now that I've put the texture on the surface here, the thing I wanted to do that I thought would be cool is if I just take this like this underneath and I push up on the back part of it so it starts to raise a little on each one of these little hole things. So I have a raised piece on each one of these little dimples. So at first I pushed it in, and that created the lines between the stuff and also showed me where I needed to maybe raise up the shell. And so that's what I'm doing here with that. And now I'm going to come back here on the sides so that we have raised pieces. Oh, that's kind of cool, huh? And so here, once again, pushing in from the back side. And I do think that those the little sculptural marks that were inside create kind of a fun little textury sort of a thing. Like that. Now the underneath, so now I have this raised looking thing here where I have the little pieces raised on that. I'm just kind of go and maybe push a few ones out that are in a little bit more. And so that's my turtle shell. How's that look? I'm pretty happy on those sort of things. And so that's the idea of getting some texture on it. That's another technique that you can utilize to make this work for us on that. The next part is doing some add-on pieces, and so we'll do that in just a second.